Rab Hillel is here. I want to say special thank you, A, to everyone that is here. You have no idea how much you make me happy by coming to the shiur. B, special thank you to those who listen online. And HaShem should give refuah shlema besorot tovot to Minu Tehrani from LA. Besorot tovot v'cheni ratzon v'nomar. Amen. And also to Gansberg family from Brooklyn. HaShem should give them banim zecharim la'odoto yitbarach. Special banim zecharim to Mr. Nisim, Akilov, and those who are waiting to have baby boys. V'cheni ratzon v'nomar. Amen. Okay, we start. Pirush Rashi ala pasuk. How did Yaakov Avinu know that Yosef is still alive? Not live physically, but spiritually. The Torah that they learned, he still remembers. What did Yosef send? Agalot. Yosef sent agalot. And this is what? Wagons. Rashi says al pasuk, Vayaret agalot asher shalach Yosef. Yaakov Avinu saw the wagons. Wagons? Whatever. My Bukhari in English is good. Wagons that Yosef HaTzadik sent. He said, oh, I remember the last halakha we learned is Eglah Rufa. What is Eglah Rufa? Look at this. Queens and Brooklyn.
Teaching the guests how to send them home.
Very good. Queens and Brooklyn. Towards the sunset, one Queens resident had to go to Brooklyn. And you have last houses in the city, you know. And you see man is going. You don't say, hey, sir, where are you going? Stop. Do you have bread? Do you have potato? Do you have apple, pear, peach, plum? Do you have anything to eat? How are you going to go? You have drink to drink? Yeah, well, maybe you have nothing, you know. And he says, oh, you know, I don't have. Then you give him food. Since somebody was traveling from Queens to Brooklyn by walk, on the desert, and he fell down and he died. We say why he died? Because you let him go without food. So now they have to bring a cow and decapitate. Patuch. And they see to which city. They first see to which city is the body closer. A machloket in the Gemara. How did they? From where do they calculate? From the mouth or from the belly? Right? So what happens now? They see which city is closer to, and that city has to bring a calf. Decapitated calf. They hit from the back of the neck. How do you say this? Ve'arfu. Egla arufa. Do you know what Moshe Rabbeinu says in Gemara Ta'anit, page 7a, Zayin Amud Aleph? It says, Ya'arov kamatar likhi. Moshe Rabbeinu said, Torah should pour, my words of Torah should pour like a rain. Why Ya'arov? The Ya'arov is bad word, it's decapitating. Moshe Rabbeinu says it's true. If you learn Torah, Lishma, for Hashem's name, then the Torah is rain, Torah is bracha, Sam Chaim, gives you a elixir of life. But if you learn Torah to fight, or people should call you rabbi, or some other purposes you have in your brain, I don't know what people have sometimes, then Torah says it's Sama Mavet, Chas v'Shalom. What is that? The elixir of death. How? Ya'arov kamatar likhi. What's arov? Arufa, egla arufa, decapitated from the back of the head. Chas v'Shalom. Okay, let's go further. Now, we'll start?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Pasuk. Letter was Zayin. Vayaret hagalot asher l'shalach Yosef. And Yaakov Avinu saw the wagons that Yosef sent. V'hule. Siman masar lahem. במה היה עושה כשפירש ממנו בפרשת עגלה ערופה. What did Yosef HaTzadik send by the wagons? He gave sign, hint to them, showing this is the last halakha we learned before we got separated. Yesh ledagdek. Now we have to analyze. Why Yaakov Avinu need to see wagons to go to Egypt? No wagons, no Egypt. He wouldn't go. Why? Why? למה דווקא אילה הדבר שיוסף יהיה נפרש מאביו בפרשת עגלה ערופה? Why בדווקא Yosef has to be separated from his father with the mitzvah of עגלה ערופה, sending
Yes.
Egla Arufa is decapitating the cow because they did not take care of the guest. ומהו זה הרמז ששלח יוסף עכשיו לאביו? Why Yosef HaTzadik is sending to his father now? What is hint over there? What's the hint? You know, I'll tell you one thing. Anything you see in life is a hint. Anything you see in life is a hint. Smart person opens his eyes and realizes. Not smart person says, big deal, these things every day, same thing. Don't worry, no. No, open your eyes. Open your eyes. See.
Be mindful.
Mindful. Thank you, Rabbi Ilan. Thank you. Be mindful. Give sechel. ויש לומר. And we could answer. דאיתא בפרק ז' דסוטה. It says in Gemara Sota, chapter 7, דף ל"ח עמוד ב', page 38b. עגלה ערופה, decapitative calf. אין הבאה אלא בשביל צרי העין. It comes only for cheap people. They let the person go from the city. They don't take care of him. Cheap. על כן הקדוש ברוך הוא רצה שיוסף יתפרש מאביו. Therefore, HaShem wanted Yosef to be separated from his father דווקא כשהיה עוסק בפרשת עגלה ערופה. By purposely, in this week's parsha, when they're learning עגלה ערופה, דהואיל שיוסף היה תחילת גלות מצרים. Who is Yosef? Who is Yosef?
At that moment?
Can I ask you a question? We learned today abyssal, one drop of water of 10 Sefirot today. Sefirah number 9 is called Yisod, and that was who? Yosef. Why Yosef out of everybody have to be sent to Egypt? Because he has to build the foundation. If he's not going to build the foundation, the assimilation is so strong in Egypt, nobody would come out Jew from there. Since Yosef was the beginning of the exile to Egypt, therefore he has to remember, in Egypt, when guests come to your house, feed him. Guest leaves from your house back to his house, make sure he has enough food to get to his home. Don't be cheap towards your guest. Because the decapitative cow comes only for the cheap people, those who are stingy. Ubaze, how my father used to say, Sangi Francia. Ubaze yishmeru atzmam Israel shelo le'anot milechem hamitzrim. Why Yosef has to learn about the glarufa? Because Egypt is cheap. Yosef has to teach people in Egypt. Jewish nation, when you go to Egypt, do not eat Egyptian bread. Can I ask you a question? What Pharaoh used to give to slaves?
Dough. Just a dough. He gave him a dough.
Raw dough, how do we call it? Matzah. So what's the problem? What's the problem?
It will stay in a long time in the stomach and...
No salt, no digestion. Why he did that? So they should feel they're full. So they shouldn't want to eat more. This is how cheap Paro was. Tell me, what's the problem if you eat Yosef's bread or Paro's bread? What's the difference?
Bathroom breaks.
Rabbi Ilan says bathroom breaks. It's very good point. Very good point. But there's deeper point. Huh? Ooh. Rav Hevel is on the fire today. Pat Israel. Do you want to hear the... Afrashat Chala. Whatever you say, guys, I'll take today all the answers. You want to hear another answer? The bread that gets you stuck or gets you free. That's the answer. If you eat Egyptian bread, because it's done with the cheap eye, you will be stuck there, you'll never come out from there. If you eat Yosef's bread, you'll come out. Not only that, it gives you emunah and you'll come out earlier. The proof is looking. And with this, Yosef HaTzadik learned about Eglah Arufah not to be cheap with the bread. So when he goes to Egypt and other one after him, everybody goes to Egypt and the slavery begins. And Jewish people will know not to eat Egyptian bread. Shehura ayin, because it has stinginess. Bedai. The ita b'zohar Parashat Shemot. It says in Zohar Parashat Shemot. Zera Shimshon. Guys, help me out. I don't know how to translate Zohar. The I kad nachtu Yisrael leMitzrayim. What does that mean? When Jewish people will end up in Egypt, lo yita'amun nahamod Mitzrayim. Do not taste Egyptian bread. Don't even eat. Don't eat. Not don't eat. Don't taste. Why? Lo ishtabku begaluta v'lo ya'ikun lon mitzro'eh ad kan lashono. Don't taste so you don't get stuck and you don't get rooted there. Then you won't be able to be uprooted from there. You see that? Yosef's bread. We don't have the proof yet. Wait. Egyptian bread makes you eat there, get stuck there. It gives you roots there, roots. What kind of roots? I'll give you Egyptian. You want to see Egyptians' message? Egyptians' medicine. Oh, you know, Corona will be 10 more years. We're stuck. HaShem, all these vaccines. Do all. Yeah. That's all. Stop, sir. There's a creator. He created the world. What happened to him? Suddenly forgot about him. There's HaShem. Don't worry. Yeah, you get flu. You had this before. Don't give up. People pass away from panic, from not having bitachon and emunah. Today, Baruch HaShem, sickness not that strong. Have bitachon and emunah with you. Even sickness would be strong. Still have bitachon and emunah. Trust. Believe in HaShem. Don't forget, your life, who you are, belongs to HaShem. He wants you here. That's all. Just make sure that you deserve it. Torah, mitzvot, ma'asim tovim, chesed, call people, talk good words, bless people, learn Torah, keep mitzvot, ulchen, therefore. Yosef, look at the proof. One shiur, sir. Ulchen, therefore, Yosef כשרצה שאביו ירד אליו למצרים. Now, Yaakov Avinu says, I will never go down to Mitzrayim. Why? As soon as I'll come, they'll give me Egyptian bread. And I'll have to be staying there. My kids have to stay there. I'm not going to Egypt. What Yosef HaTzadik sending? Abba, I remember the law of being cheap eye. I remember that. As soon as you come to Egypt, I'll give you good bread. I'll take care of you.
Abundance.
I'll make sure you eat the good bread. I'll make sure you're not going to get stuck there. Come, Abba, don't worry, Abba, Yosef says to his father. And Yosef, if he wants, since he wants that his father should come down to him to Mitzrayim, maybe Yaakov Avinu is going to be scared not to come down to Mitzrayim because of the fear of slavery. שכבר היה נודע להם, that it was already known to the family. Yaakov Avinu knew that slavery will be. שלח לו סימן זה של עגלה ערופה. Therefore Yosef sent to him עגלות, carriages, wagons, in order to remind him the law of כלומר, to tell him, הגלות של מצרים אינה הכרחי ודבר נגזר מן השמיים. The Galut Mitzrayim is something that's from Shamayim. Rak hu mechamat ra'ayin. To who Galut works, how Galut works, the exile works only through bad eye, stingy eye. V'Yisrael yecholim lizaher shelo lechol melechmam. And Jewish people could be careful not to eat from their breads. Ulchen amar lo. Therefore, what did Yosef have to say to Yaakov Avinu? He says, "Vechilkalti otcha sham," and I will feed you there. What does that mean? Not you will be eating from Egyptians. You'll be eating from my homemade challah. You understand, Gabriel? Serious stuff. I know. Huh? How long?
210.
We just said the galut should supposed to be how many? 400. Mina shamayim. Mina shamayim. Should have been 400. We should have remained 400. But why we came out in 210?
Yes, sir.
Yosef's bread. We'll see it now inside. רק ומחמד רעין וישראל יכולים להיזהר שלא לאכול מלחמם ולכן אמר לו וחלקלתי אותך שם. דהיינו, אני משלי אזון אותך I will feed you from my own. ולא תאכל משל מצרים כלום, and you will not eat from Egyptians nothing. אומנם, if you want to ask a question, ask this question. בפרק ט', the Sota in chapter 9. In Gemara Sota, page 46b, Amrina, and it says, שבשכר 400. Tell me one thing. Why did Paro have zuchut that 400 years we should be signed to be in Egypt?
4 steps he took with Abraham. One more time.
Rav Ilan, you're the tops. Let's go. It says, Amrina, it says in Gemara Sota, page 46b, שבשכר 400 של ליבהו, פרעה לאברהם, because 4 steps Paro put to escort Abraham and Sarah, ונזכה, he got married, ונשתעבד בבניו 400 שנה. He got merited that he should rule, enslave his children 400 years. I hope I'll be more clear. Do you see how God does you chesed, how much he takes from your marriage?
Backfires.
Do you see how dangerous it is?
Stop him from doing chesed.
Try. But when you come home, even though you're young, tell your son to do something for you. Why? Let him get schar arichud yamim. When child does something for his parents, he gets long life.
Yeah, but he didn't have any kids. How about back then? That's why he did it.
I'm not talking about Abraham Avinu. I'm talking about me and you. When you go home, you have child, tell your child to do something for you. Something light. Why? So you should say schar, that he listens to his father and mother, and he gets long life, and he gets married. Im ken, if so, אף אם לא יאכלו ישראל מלחמם של מצרים, כבר זכה בהם פרעה. 1 second. If Paro put 4 steps and we have to be their slaves for 400 years, even though we don't eat that bread, we still have to be slaves for 400 years. ויש לומר, דלוויית פרעה לאברהם, אין בה לבדתם מספיק להשתעבד בבניו. Therefore you could say that the fact Paro put 4 steps to escort Abraham and Sarah, it's not enough excuse or reason that he should be enslaving them for 400 years. Ela, לפי שאכלו ישראל מלחמם. But when it was established more that we should be slaves for 400 years, when Klal Israel ate from their breads, זה וזה גרם להיות בגלות. Both of these problems, that he put 4 steps and they ate from the bread of Egyptians, this is what caused them to be in galut for 400 years. שהנה, כתב הכלי יקר בפרשה זו. כלי יקר עוד in this week's parsha. שטעם הלוויה היינו שכל ההולך בלא לוויה. מן העיר יש לחוש שמא יראו הליסטים. What's the reason that you have to escort somebody from the city? Because if you let go somebody from the city, if you don't escort somebody to go from the city, יש לחוש שמא יראו הליסטים שהוא הולך לבדו, the robbers, the killers, bandits, mafia, they'll see the person's walking alone out of the city from Queens to Brooklyn late at night, no cars, there was no cars, only land, walk to walk, right, like streets and hills and bumps. שהוא הולך לבדו ויחשבו שאין לו גואל וקרוב, and he doesn't have a redeemer for the blood, or he doesn't have relatives. לפיכך כל מוצאו יהרגנו. Therefore whoever can catch him and kill him. Nobody will do anything. There's no relatives, nobody cares about him. בחושבו שאין מי שידרוש דמו מידו. And if we're gonna kill him, nobody will care, nobody will find out. It's like they say, נשתקע שמו מן העולם. His name will be wiped out from the world. עד כאן לשונו. Therefore, it is how important to escort somebody 4 steps from the door. Or, if you lost house in the city, escort him a little bit out of the city. Why? So robbers will know, we could maybe hurt him, but we cannot kill him. Why? These relatives will be searching after us. It's going to be Gol Adam. He's going to kill us if we're not going to be on time to the city of refugee. וכן, What? Be careful with Jamaica's days, my friend. all around you. I'll tell you one thing, guys. I'll tell you one thing. All the jokes aside, one of the reasons why we learned today Zohar, just to stop all these problems to Klal Israel. Because Rabbi Benayahu Shmueli said a few years ago, when there was some tragic in Jewish nation, with the, if you remember, first of Nisan, the house burned down with a few kids over there, Lo Aleinu Lo Alechem. He said, learn Zohar. In New York, learn Zohar. He said, why? To stop all these problems. Today, we don't learn Zohar every week, and we're not going to be learning this every week. Just 2 weeks this week, and next week will be continuation to connect with the Beit HaMikdash and everything else. But you should know there's a lot of problems going on in the community. Just the fact sometimes doesn't reach to us or close to us, we don't pay attention, but really it is painful. With such a pain that's going on, we should pray that HaShem should help us to find those people and stop all this nonsense. Be'ezrat HaShem Yitbarach.
Bury them.
V'chen, that's obvious. V'chen, hayta kavanat Paro. Therefore, that was Paro's reasoning, intentions. Kesheliva Avraham veSarah, when Paro was escorting Avraham and Sarah, leodia lechol ha'am shehu ohavam. Why Paro is escorting them out of the city? To show people, I love these people. God forbid you touch them, you're dealing with the king. So this is why nobody was able to touch Avraham and Sarah. V'yitbad, and he will be no. Toveh means claim. And he's going to be claiming for their blood. Miyad kol hakamim alehem, to those who will raise their finger on them. Ulchen zacha, one person talking, Ulchen zacha, shashibut shekvar nigzar ba'eretz lo lahem. Therefore, Paro, because he escorted, he was merited that the slavery to be 400 in his land, not Jewish people's land. Only in Egypt, but not in different places. Rashi alav shalom katav. Rashi alav shalom wrote al pasuk v'natan li lechem le'echol. What Yaakov said, and HaShem, give me bread to eat and clothes to wear. What does that mean? She'amevakesh lechem karui ne'ezav. What does that mean? What means ne'ezav? What's ne'ezav?
Struggle, no? Or strife.
Huh?
Strife.
What's azuv? The one that let go, no? People let go of him. Azav. Left alone. Thank you. Ne'ezav, the one who's being supported. The one who's being supported. Aha. You're coming this way. Nice. Whoever asks for bread is considered like left alone. והטעם הוא שכשהוא מבקש לחם, when person begs for bread, מסיר ביטחונו מן הקדוש ברוך הוא שכבר הבטיח. He takes away his trust from HaShem that HaShem already promised him. What did HaShem say to Yaakov Avinu? ושמרתיך בכל אשר תלך והשיבותיך אל האדמה הזאת. And I will guard you wherever you go, and I will return you to this place. And now Yaakov Avinu asking for bread. Person who's asking for bread, as if he's taking his trust away from Hashem and Natan. Lechem lechol basar. Who is Hashem? Noten lechem lechol basar ki leolam chazdo. Hashem gives bread to every flesh. Mishum hachi karui ne'ezav. Therefore, whoever asks for bread is considered that he is left alone. Davka she ne'ezav min hakadosh baruch hu. He's considered that he is left alone from Hashem. Ha'il shelo batach bo kara'ui lo. Since he did not have proper trust in Hashem. Ume'ata. And now, Israel b'Mitzrayim, Jewish nation is in Egypt. Im hayu botchim b'akadosh baruch hu. If they would have 100% trust in Hashem, sheitan laim alechem lefi tzorcham, that Hashem will give their bread according to their needs. B'schar avtacha zo, in the merit of this trust, bitachon, in the merit of this trust in Hashem, nami hayu nigalim tekev umiyad, because the trust of Hashem, they would be redeemed speedily. כשם שלבסוף נגאלו בזכות האמונה. And how they got redeemed so fast? Because of אמונה. אף על פי שעדיין לא נשלם הקץ, even though 400 was not completed. כדאית בילקוט, הפסוק, ויאמינו בהשם ובמשה עבדו. And pasuk says what? And they believed in Hashem, in Hashem's servant Moshe Rabbeinu. אומנם, לאחר שאכלו מלחמם של מצרים, and also because they ate from the bread of Egyptians, נקרא שהסירו ביטחונם מהקדוש ברוך הוא. It's called that they took away their trust from Hashem. ולפיכך הניחם בצער הגלות. Therefore they remained there at least for 210 years. From here we learn one thing. It says in the Torah, it says in the Nevi'im, and it's brought in the Gemara in few places. Al tilecham lechem ra'ayin. Do not eat bad eyes person's bread. Why? Not only you're gonna have stomach ache, no doctor will be able to cure you, because anything you touch is stealing. He doesn't want you to touch. Still, it causes galut. It causes problems. So therefore, galut for everything.
How you know the guy has a bad eye?
Huh?
How you know the guy has a bad eye? You go to his house and he says,
My father used to say, you want to laugh a little bit? Yeah. Listen, always I say strict shiurim. People think like it's Tisha B'Av every single week. Let me make you laugh a little bit. Older couple sitting at home and the guest coming to the house. They say, oh, guests, come in, don't worry. The stimulus check is enough for both of us, but come in, don't worry, we'll do something. You know, they give him a hint like, tinam lishni, but it's okay, zachaji. Or they say, pension money is only for both of us, bezor, we pay rent, but now we have to take care of guests. It's okay, no problem, come in. So now you go, already hard on the floor, and now they put in front of you fruits in the strong, tall vase. Now, in order to get up, you have to stand up to take one. Second time, you're not going to get stand up. Why? Because you get embarrassed. Or they see you, they don't want you to eat from their house, they start arguing. How to use sodomy? You're sitting in front of them. You feel weird, like whose side should I take? So, guy, you know what? I'll go home. And you feel weird, then you go home, like Yeah. Or a guy. There was a case like this, like 8-9 years ago. Took out girl to Chinese food. And they said, he says, no, you want to eat? No, a Jewish girl, what she's going to say? No, I'm good. Even though he's count, She says, no, I'm good. So, yeah, you good, I'm also good. So, let's take one meal and we'll take in split in half. Piece of chicken, split in half. Piece of this, split in half. Like, yeah. At first, this portion, then her, happens like that. Then she sees, like, listen, what's going on? And then on the way there, he was rushing, because he was hungry also. So he got ticket on the 75th Queens Boulevard, Shuk, got ticket. So a week later, she saw it's not for him. She said, listen, you go on your way, I'll go my way, we're not for each other. 2 weeks later, she gets mail, You said, no, you have to pay for the ticket. She paid, and she sent him a letter nice. She said, I rather pay 50 of those tickets and not fall into your hands. But, guys, it's very important. It's very important. Those who are married today, those who will get married tomorrow, or those who married 50 years, to know. Some people say, if I save money on the side, I'm going to get house faster. And they save on their wife's clothing, on the children's clothing, on the children's yeshiva. That's not saving. You don't want to move to your house alone. Or you don't want to go to your house and your children not holding with you in the Klal Israel system. When Shabbat table, you hear your children in the park. That's not life. You want to build proper family, build together. You'd rather buy a house a year later with your wife, with your children around the table near you, than you go all alone and Hashem knows who is holding where. Hashem should protect us with this. And with all this tefillot, we should be 100% attached to Hashem. Baruch Adonai le'olam amen.